Good evening, viewers. Welcome to CTV. My name is Joseph Abua.
Lina Nyamurata tonight.
Showers of blessings turn into a curse of floods in Ngong, Kajiado County. As millions of Kenyans celebrated the return of the rains after a long dry spell, residents of Zambia Estate in Ngong, Kajiado County, were left aggrieved by raging floods.
Kenya Communication Authority warns media over live broadcast of protests. The Communications Authority of Kenya, CA, has threatened to revoke licenses and broadcast frequency in media houses in Kenya that do not observe its guidelines on coverage of demonstrations. The authority has, in March 22, 2023, put in a statement 6 television stations from broadcasting on the spot.
And on our international headlines, ICC judges issue arrest warrant for Putin over war crimes in Ukraine. The International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant on Friday against Russian President Vladimir Putin, accusing him of the war crime of illegally deporting hundreds of children from Ukraine, with obligate to arrest Putin and transfer him to The Hague for trial if he sets foot on their territory.
In sports news, Kenya finished third in Independent Association of Prep School in Tani. Kenya mastered a 5 out of 10 win over Budazat Park School and 20 out of 5 victory against Mill Hill and Belmont schools.
And that's it from our news desk tonight at CTV. I'm Joseph Abua.
Lina Nyamurata.
Na mtazamaji, hapa tulipo ni katika mtaa wa Kibera, maeneo ya Karanja, ambapo inaaminika baadhi ya makanisa na misikiti iliweza kuteketezwa kufuatia maandamano yaliokuwa yanaendelea hiyo siku. Kwa hivyo tunapoweza tuangalia, unaona kwamba baadhi ya vyumba viliweza kuteketezwa, wanabiashara walipoteza vitu vyao, kuna baadhi ya wananchi ambao walipata majeruhi kadha wa kadha. Lakini kwa yote na mengi, andamana nami tunaposikiza moja kwa moja kutoka kwa waathiriwa wa yale ambao yaliyotokea hiyo siku ya maandamano. Habari yako mama?
Nzuri sana.
Yes, poleni kwa msiba ambao uliotokea hapa.
Asante.
Wewe kama mwathiriwa una yepi ya kusema?
Mimi yenye naweza sema, nasema leo nimeshukuru sana. Waliweza kusema wataongea wasimamishe maandamano. At least tuone kama tutasimamisha hii vibanda, tuone itakuwaje. Tuko na shida. Hakuna msaada tumeona. Tukingoja hiyo Wednesday tuliambiwa.
So hakuna msaada wote umetoka aidha kwa serikali ama upande wa upinzani, hakuna msaada wote ambao mmepata kwa sasa hivi?
Hatujapata kitu yoyote. Tunasubiri tu.
Na viongozi wa eneo hili lenu wamezungumza jambo lolote, aidha chief ama assistant?
Hawajaongea chochote, mimi sijasikia. Isipokuwa Imran ndio tulikuwa na yeye jana. Akatuambia atajaribu kupenya huko kwa serikali, hata kama sio MP. Aongee nao waone kama atatuombea kitu yoyote atuletee. Sasa tunangoja hiyo. Na MP wetu pia alisema tungoje leo na kesho. Wednesday tutaletewa mabati. Lakini hatujui sasa ni unao tunasimamisha hizi mamiti. Kama tutafaidika, kama tutafaulu tupate hiyo mabati, tutagongelea na tuendelee na maisha. Kama tutakosa, tutaweka makaratasi.
Mtazamaji, tumeweza kusikia baadhi ya maoni kutoka kwa wanakijiji wa maeneo haya, wafanyabiashara wa maeneo haya. Tumeona kwamba wengi wao wanalalamika kwamba wanahisi ni kwamba serikali huenda ikawa imewalenga. Wito wao kwa serikali ni kwamba serikali isije ikawatenga kwa kila jambo wanalofanya. Viongozi wa maeneo haya pia wameombwa na wanakijiji ya kwamba wawe wa ukaribu na wawe na wa ukarimu zaidi kwa wakaaji wa maeneo haya ili usalama ukaweze kuimarika, mali ambayo iliweza kupotea ikaweze kurejeshwa, na mambo mengine mengi ambao wangependa kuzungumza na viongozi wa maeneo haya watakapoweza kukutana. Na mtazamaji, hili tunaloliona ni tenki la maji. Mtazamaji, hili ni tenki la maji ambalo liliweza kupeanwa kwa msaada na mbunge wa zamani Bwana Kenneth Okoth. Na tunaona yale madhara ambayo yaliweza kukumba hili jumba la PCEA Training Technical Institute iliweza kuathiri mpaka tenki la maji, ambapo kwa sasa hivi inaonekana kwa muonekano wake ni kana kwamba halina usaidizi zaidi kwa wakaaji wa eneo hili.
I'm Lina Nyamorata, and these are the protest reviews about maandamano among the Daystar University students. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Simon Kama.
Which course are you doing?
IT.
What's your take on maandamano?
It has disrupted like many businesses, classes, like school life. The lessons also like we can't have classes on Mondays and Thursdays. It was the protest.
How has it affected you as a student?
For me personally, like the physical classes and online, I prefer physical.
What's your name?
My name is Wilson.
Which course are you doing?
I'm doing diploma in communication, electronic media.
Have you heard about maandamano?
Yes, I have.
What's your take on it?
It's quite chaotic, I will say, let me be honest, and I feel like the Azimio party should stop with the maandamanos, because it's really affecting citizens of this country all over. I really thought it would just affect Nairobi, but it's a country-wide thing.
My name is Wambo Jibuna.
Which course are you doing?
I'm doing a bachelor's in communications, specializing in electronic media.
What values would you advise to handle this situation?
I'd advise both Raila and Ruto to come into a dialogue and to also involve the common mwananchi, because this situation is affecting businesses, especially us as students. We miss classes, which now will result us to go into online classes.
Thank you. Those are the views of Daystar students.
Tired of watering your plants using an old rusty tin can? Especially under a 30 degrees weather? Well, don't sweat it, cause our new generic lawn sprinkler is here to save your day. With a 360 degrees rotation, our product allows you to water a wider range of your garden within a shorter period of time. Save your energy and plants by purchasing one from Jumia at only 2,999 shillings. Remember, work smart, not harder.
viewers, welcome back to CTV, and on our talk show today we have a great topic lined up for you, and we want to look at the increased number of death cases amongst youths that are arising from love scandals. So on set today I have quite a number of guests, so I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, and then thereafter we can continue with our discussion. Yes, Madam. Karibu.
Asante.
Yes.
Asante sana. My name is Rachel Nguge.
Yes.
I work here in Daystar University as the assistant chaplain in charge of Nairobi campus. Asante.
Hello, my name is Daniel Keegan. I'm a major of electronic media and a minor in psychology. And I'm also an aspirant of Nairobi campus secretary in this Nairobi campus.
Hi guys, my name is Laura Karuga. I'm a student in Daystar. I study communication, majoring in electronic and media. Thank you.
Yes. Now, recently we've witnessed a number of death cases amongst the youths, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed, something that needs to be discussed amongst ourselves, because we have to unpack the dark secrets or dark actions that are lying behind the dating scenes. Sorry. So, I think, Madam, according to you, have you picked any differences between how love is being handled right now and how it was handled during your days?
Thank you for saying that. The years that the Lord has allowed me to see the sun, which I'm grateful for.
Yes.
There's definitely a huge difference. I would say between today and like when I was in campus. Of course, a major influence today in terms of love relationships is a lot of social media, where information is much easier going now than it was before. I mean, during our days, we didn't have WhatsApp, we didn't even have Facebook. Can you imagine? We didn't have a lot of social media platforms. We had movies, and of course, movies on the internet and TV. But definitely the influence now is bigger. I also think that it's different now because of the way families are being run today. And this is an issue of generations, okay? Someone said some time back, the other day actually, we currently have 4 generations that are living on Earth all at the same time. And that's a huge thing, because then it means all these 4 generations have to see how to live together, which, like now in our case, wasn't the case. Just a quick one, that we have what we call baby boomers. Baby boomers are between 50s and 60s, those who were born within those years. And then we have Generation X, which are those who are born in the 70s and early 80s. And then we have millennials that were born in the 80s, going all the way to late 90s. And then of course we have Gen Z, which is you guys, born in 2000, coming at late 90s into 2000. So you can imagine the difference in view of life between Gen Z and baby boomers, for example. To many of you Gen Zs, baby boomers are now even becoming great-granddads and grandmoms, you know. So that makes a whole huge difference. The way they run their life, they run their relationships, is very different from how you are running your relationships. Many of your parents now are Gen X's, you know, in the 70s, those who were born in the 70s, and so 70s and early 80s. So of course the way also they were raised affects how they raise you, which affects how you handle love relationships. So there is definitely a huge difference, and there are many other differences we can talk about, but yeah, I think that's the differences in generations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brother Kigen,
Yes.
what's your take on love?
Personally, I think love is work. Love needs, for example, now if me and Pastor Rachel are dating, it needs me to do my own work and her to do her own work. And if she on the other side is not doing her part and I'm not doing my part, that will lead to the decline of that relationship. And God is love also. God himself worked through the creation, you know, and that includes, that should reflect our own, you know, perception of love.
Yes.
Love is work. We need to work.
We need to work.
Yeah.
Laura, since you're an active member in the Gen Z period, what would you say about love?
Okay. In the Gen Z, to be very honest, I can't say love doesn't exist, but love exists depending on the partner you're going to get. Because in the Gen Z era, we tend to attract people in many ways, especially in our dating era. We tend to attract people who are toxic, people who come from broken homes, people who haven't healed from past relationships, and many other categories. But especially in our Gen Z, we tend to attract people who are more toxic. And to be very honest, I'm speaking through experience. I dated someone who was very toxic. The person never loved me. The person never treated me like a partner, and he was just too selfish to consider how I felt. It affected me emotionally. It led me to thinking other ways in terms of your question, the way you asked about suicidal thoughts, that really made me not be in the best position. To be very honest, I'm not someone who can say that I don't believe in love. I'll always keep my heart open. It's just that I just want to view love the way it's supposed to be. But if I need to view love the way people tend to view it, I have to first do some inner healing for myself to receive the love that I tend to get.
And I think from her explanation, Chaplain, I think you can tell maybe she's still on the path of healing. I don't know. I can feel the pain in her, yeah, from her explanation. I don't know if you'll have something to say about it, but as we proceed, on the internet, some of the questions that have been being thrown left, right, and center is that in this era when we are dating, we realize there are a lot of relationships are breaking up. The rate at which young people are getting into marriage, the rate is very high, and the marriages are not lasting. The rate at which we're killing each other because of love, it's very alarming. So I don't know, from your take, combining the questions and what she has explained, what would you have to say about it?
First of all, to respond to her that healing is a journey, is a process, and of course it doesn't happen in a day. And I think the fact that you're aware that you need to heal is key, because that's the beginning point, to realize that something happened to you in that relationship that didn't work out and you need healing. But I also want to say that healing is very difficult by yourself. It would really help for you to work with someone else, and I'm here.
Thank you.
To work with someone else, to just be able to bounce off emotions and thoughts and just walk the journey together. The joy of it all is that there is healing, for sure. At the end of the day, you will be healed, you know, and not just healed, but also to pick out important lessons to learn to ensure that you don't get into a similar situation in future.
Yes. So I'll ask Madam to hold her breath at that point. Keegan, would you maybe make us understand, because I believe you are an active member in the Gen Z period, yeah? And I don't know if you're active in dating or not, but I would want to understand it from your point of view. Where do you think we are missing the hallmark that is now even making our relationships are not lasting?
Just like I said, dating and relationship is a very sensitive topic. It's a very pregnant topic. What I go through with my partner is not the same thing you or your friends go through with your partner. And I think the point we're missing here, like we're getting into this relationship with this idea that, you know, I'm getting this idea and, you know, I like this guy and this will flow, you know, things will flow. But you haven't established yet friendship level. Like you guys hamjuani on that, like, ile kuzoyana, you know, because I feel like love fades, but I feel like, you know, that friendship thing still stays there. Like Mimi and I, for example, we might be dating, but initially, before dating, like tulizoyana in essence. I knew her weaknesses, she knew my weaknesses, I knew her strengths, I knew her turn-ons, turn-offs, such, etc. So I think the part we're missing in Gen Z, we're getting into dating with the idea that I will love this person when I get to know him or her. Yeah.
And from being an active, not necessarily an active, but from being the point of a victim of having gone through some of the drawbacks that come with the dating the wrong person, what would you tell maybe your fellow peers?
To be honest, before you start dating someone, I tend to tell people you need to know what you want to settle for, what your values are as a person, because we tend to attract these people if we don't know what we want in life. And as someone who sits down and think about my values and what I want in life, if I sit down and think about what I want, I think I'll get the right person. Settling is not as easy as we think it is, and getting to relationships also is not as easy as we think. We tend to look at relationships as, you know what, it's an easy goal, we see people getting into relationships, and we tend to get into these areas because our friends are doing it. We don't tend to do it like for ourselves. We tend to do it just because people are doing it. So I would say if you're getting into a relationship, you need to have established yourself, you need to know what you want, and settle for what you want. That's how I put it.
Yes, and I think to serve some justice to our topic before we wind up, I'll give my guests each a minute to give us a wrap-up of what they think of the topic and what message maybe they have for the viewers back at home. So I'll start with Laura, then Brother Keegan, then Chaplin will close it up for us. Yes.
Okay, from my point of view, I'd say love is real, love is true. You just need to know the person who you're going to be with and what you settle for.
Keegan.
Yeah, just how I started, love is work, guys. I'm doing my end, you're doing my end. Like we're working on our own selves, but we're staying true to this love thing. We take care of it, we nurture it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, I would say heal, heal, heal.
Yes.
When you're healed people, heal others. Broken people or wounded people, wound others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love is real, love is work, heal, heal, heal. That is our message, and from our CTV station and from our talk show, that's it from us. Thank you for listening to us. We love you back at home, and keep tuned.